Hello guys and welcome back. Just doing another review. Today I'm going to finally take a look at the Hot Toys Metal Gear Rising Revengeance Raiden figure. This is from their video game line. This is the Sideshow exclusive. I'll show you more closely what that's about as we get into it. But for now, just take a quick look at the box. It's a pretty sharp image. I think this is from the video game cover itself. Image of Raiden, some writing around it, another image, your usual credits for who created the figure, and that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack this open. Truth be told, this has already been cracked open. Anyone who've watched my first video on Raiden, I did get a defective elbow, but just recently got the replacement, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on with the review. Alright, so here we are, Raiden fully set up and ready to go. So what we got here is pretty awesome figure overall. Really happy with the way this looks. It's pretty incredible actually. So just got him in a pose where he's pulling out the exclusive sword, Murasoga. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. I'm not looking at it right now, but that's the exclusive item, is that sword. The red sword he gets towards the end of the game. Muramusa, I think it is. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So pretty simple pose. Again, anyone who's seen my previous video on this knows when I received the figure from Sideshow, it had a broken elbow. I did receive my replacement, put it on, so good to go from here on out. But I'm not going to be posing the arms because anyone following the issue knows that the joint is inherently defective. So even if it's not broken, if you continue to use it, it will likely break. So with that, I'm going with a pretty neutral pose, but nonetheless, I thought this would still be kind of a cool look for him on the shelf. Give you a little 360 of him. That's the standard sword that you get with the set. Pull it out real quick while we're back here. Oops. Sorry about that. Alright, so with that, you get this sword. It's really nicely done. Real nice detail on this. It is plastic, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but the detail is nice. And he also comes with a small knife as well that's sheathed in there. Very sharp, but again, plastic. And that's kind of on a little mechanism that attaches to his side, and you can pose it as you like, but it is pretty brittle looking. I heard a lot of people broke it, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. It's one thing to note, like with this figure, like everything's fragile, very easily broken, so it's definitely a showpiece, not something you'd want to play with at all. As I was pulling that out, this little side piece is meant to pop out. You have to actually pop it on when you receive it. This is the open visor look. I'll just take those off for now. So those can come on and off, and then you could also put on the closed visor to give him the look when he's ready for battle, which is pretty cool. Just kind of clips over, gives it that look. But I'm gonna leave that off for the time being. Head sculpt again, beautifully done, well painted. The hair, did a lot of work on that to kind of recreate the look in the game. Did a pretty nice job with it. I think it could have been a little more of a matte finish, but it doesn't really bother me. Armor, fantastic on the figure. There's tons of little writing that you could read. It's really quite small, so it's not an easy thing to pick up. But you can read there. Caution, ensure lock is tight, and there's all kind of little writing throughout the armor as you look at it. It's a lot to see. Writing on his crotch. I'm not going to try and make that out. On his leg. All little spots throughout the armor. There's a little something written. It gives it that authentic look, which is cool. The armor itself is painted beautifully. You see it's got that nice sheen to it. And then you got the kind of musculature suit underneath it. And then the boots definitely look like women's boots, but there is a purpose to them. He can actually hold the sword with his feet. They do provide an extra foot where you can actually slot the sword into so he can wield it with his foot, but still looks like a woman's shoe to me. Anyway, so really cool figure. I don't want to waste a whole lot of time on this review, so I'm going to briefly just go through the accessories that you do get with the set, and it does have a pretty nice little loadout. So you do get a assault rifle with this, silenced. Clip is removable, so that's pretty cool. There's not really any other working parts to my knowledge on this, but it's painted pretty nicely. It's not any of Hot Toys' best machine guns, but it certainly is pretty accurate to the game. You see it's got the flashlight at the end there, really nicely painted. So very cool piece. I already showed you the open and closed visor. Myriad of hands. You got fisted hands, trigger hands, a couple of gesturing hands. They're really well done. Really look sharp. The way they're each painted. They have that claw look at the end of them. Very, very cool. Also writing on each one of them. Pretty sure I'm holding that upside down. Not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, but anyway, very cool. And then these pieces are extra chest armor pieces. You can actually swap out these for the ones on the figure. The ones on the figure are actually a little bit bigger and more accurate to the game, but the smaller ones don't hinder the articulation. You'll notice how far this comes over where the arm is. So if you bring the arm forward, you risk the paint scratching. So these actually can just wiggle off, and then you could pop on the smaller version so your articulation is not hindered as much. Oops, I'm putting that on backwards. There we go. Something like that. So you see how it's a lot smaller, which is neat. That's a nice feature. Definitely something Hot Toys didn't need to do, but they did, so I can appreciate it. I am going to leave it off for the larger one because I don't think I'm going to be moving this guy around much anymore after this review. This is pretty much how he's going on my shelf. And then again, the exclusive sword, red sword, comes with its own sheath. You know, the one with the trigger on it. It's kind of neat. Trigger there at the end of it. Just got him pulling it out for the first time when it unlocked. But very cool figure. Again, we all know the arm issue now. I'm sure everyone's aware. So if you are getting this guy or expecting it, do check that. And again, if you order from Sideshow or any reputable dealer, they should be able to get your replacements. They did to me, which I'm very appreciative to. And that's it, guys. Appreciate you taking the time to watch the review. It's an awesome figure. Metal Gear is one of my favorite franchises as far as video games go. Currently playing the Metal Gear 5 Phantom Pain. Spectacular game. Definitely recommend it. Snake is always going to be my favorite, but Raiden is certainly cool and a big part of the Metal Gear franchise, so I'm very happy to have this. But again, till next time, guys, thanks as always for watching, subscribing, and commenting.